Cardiologists have measured it. Researchers have documented it. And almost nobody is talking about it. A two-ingredient combination, both already in your kitchen, costing less than 30 cents, triggers cardiovascular changes so measurable that within 30 days, your doctor will look up from your blood panel and ask what medication you changed. Stay until the end. The protocol is specific. One mistake cancels the entire effect. 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, less than 15 cents. Juice of half a lemon, squeezed directly into it. Less than that. Taken together. Every morning. Empty stomach. And you've been walking past both of them for decades. It sounds too simple to be real. I know. But here's what happens inside your blood vessels in the first 15 minutes after you take this on an empty stomach. If your body has started sending signals you've been trying to ignore, and you have even one of these, this is for you. A dull heaviness in your chest you've started to ignore. Blood pressure that creeps higher every time you check. Puffy fingers or ankles before you've even had breakfast. Energy that used to be there, and now just isn't. Brain fog that doesn't lift until the afternoon. Cholesterol numbers your doctor keeps watching but hasn't fixed. One of those is enough. What I'm about to show you could change what your next blood test looks like, starting within the first week. Here's what most people don't understand about olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is not a cooking fat. It's one of the most concentrated sources of polyphenol and monounsaturated fatty acids on the planet. These compounds actively lower LDL, the cholesterol your doctor flags, while preserving and increasing HDL, the protective kind. They also stop LDL particles from oxidizing. And oxidized LDL is the very first step in hardening your arteries. Now here's where it gets interesting. Fresh lemon juice contains some of the highest concentrations of ascorbic acid and bioflavonoids of any fruit in your grocery store. Potent water-soluble antioxidants, working directly in the bloodstream. Exactly where olive oil's fat-soluble polyphenol can't reach alone. That's the key word. Alone. When you combine oleic acid with ascorbic acid, they don't just add up. They cover each other's blind spots. Fat-soluble protection and water-soluble protection, working simultaneously inside the same system. Scientists call this vascular antioxidant synergy. And there's one more thing the lemon is doing. The citric acid acts as a natural chelating agent. It signals your liver to produce bile, accelerating lipid clearance from your blood first thing in the morning, when your body is most primed to absorb it. One ingredient protects your vessels. The other cleans your blood. Together, they do what neither can do alone. But before the protocol, let's be honest. Most people are destroying the entire benefit of olive oil every single morning without realizing it. Cooking with it at high heat, you just oxidize the polyphenol you came for. The compounds that protect your arteries break down above 375 degrees Fahrenheit. What's left in your pan isn't medicine. It's degraded fat. Taking it with food? The citric acid in lemon needs an empty stomach to trigger bile production. Add breakfast first, and you've killed the cleansing effect before it starts. Buying the light variety. Light means refined. Refining strips out up to 90% of the polyphenol. You're paying for flavored vegetable oil and calling it a health habit. And that bottle sitting in your cabinet. Loose cap. Been there 2 years? Extra virgin olive oil oxidizes after opening. Rancid olive oil doesn't protect your blood vessels. It stresses them. You took one of the most protective foods on the planet and turned it into a source of the exact damage you were trying to prevent. That's not an olive oil protocol. That's an olive oil-shaped habit that stopped working the day you opened the bottle. Here's what happens inside your blood vessels when you do this correctly. Every morning. Empty stomach. 30 days. First 15 minutes. And this is what I promised you earlier. A quiet settling. Not a crash. Not a buzz. The citric acid hits your empty stomach and signals your liver immediately. Bile production increases. Your digestive system activates before you've eaten a single thing. Your body is already working for you before breakfast. Day 3. Mornings feel lighter. Research is specific here. blood sugar stabilization, and improved hydration regulation begin within the first 72 hours of a consistent lipid-modulating protocol. That brain fog that doesn't lift until afternoon, it starts lifting earlier. Something small but real has shifted. 1 week. Your blood pressure begins to respond. Vascular smooth muscle starts adapting to reduced oxidative stress. Studies document an average drop of 5 to 8 millimeters of mercury in morning readings at the 7-day mark. Those puffy fingers and ankles, that's peripheral circulation improving. The fluid stops pooling. 2 weeks. Your resting heart rate begins to decrease. The coldness in your hands and feet, the kind you've accepted as just how your body works, starts to change. This is your cardiovascular system recalibrating. Not a coincidence. 1 month. The numbers change. Blood pressure down 12 to 18 millimeters of mercury. LDL dropping. Liver enzymes improving. Skin clearing. Because a liver processing lipids efficiently means fewer toxins pushing outward. People say they look different. Not dramatically. Just better. All of that. 1 tablespoon. Half a lemon. Every morning. Before breakfast. Now, the exact protocol. 90% of people who try this make one of 3 mistakes and get almost no effect. Here's how to do it correctly. The morning flush. Step 1. 1 full tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Not light. Not blended. Extra virgin, cold-pressed, dark bottle, opened within the last 3 months. Step 2. Squeeze half a fresh lemon directly into it. Fresh only, not bottled. Bottled lemon juice is heat processed. That degrades the ascorbic acid by up to 40%. Step 3. Stir for 10 seconds. You're not emulsifying, just combining. No blender, no whisk, no water. Step 4. Take it in 1 swallow. Don't sip. Both compounds need to hit your stomach simultaneously. That's where the synergy activates. Step 5. Wait 20 minutes before eating or drinking anything else. That's the window your liver needs to initiate bile production and begin lipid clearance on an empty system. 1 tablespoon. Half a lemon. 20 minutes. Every morning. If you genuinely can't wait 20 minutes, squeeze half a lemon into room temperature water. Take the tablespoon of olive oil immediately after. Lemon water first, oil second, within 60 seconds of each other. Not as powerful as the full flush. About 60 to 70% of the effect, but better than skipping it entirely. Now, the 3 mistakes that kill the entire effect. Most people make at least one. Mistake 1. Chasing it with something hot. Ascorbic acid in lemon juice begins to degrade above 70 degrees Celsius. Hot coffee, hot tea, either one, taken within that 20-minute window, interrupts the bioavailability chain you just started. The coffee comes after, not before, not during. Mistake 2. Taking more than 1 tablespoon. More does not mean faster. Olive oil above the therapeutic dose doesn't amplify the effect. It triggers delayed gastric emptying. The citric acid then stays in contact with your stomach lining longer than intended. For anyone with acid sensitivity, that's how a beneficial morning habit becomes a painful one. 1 tablespoon. That's the dose. Mistake 3. Adding anything to it. Honey to cut the taste. A pinch of salt. A splash of water. The polyphenol bioavailability of extra virgin olive oil drops by 50 to 70% when combined with additional compounds before absorption. It's the same mechanism as milk binding to polyphenol in coffee. The binding happens before your gut can absorb what you came for. If the taste is difficult, take it faster. Do not dilute it. Now, who this is not for. If you take blood thinners, warfarin, or high-dose aspirin daily, talk to your doctor before starting this. Both olive oil and lemon juice have mild anticoagulant properties. Combined with existing medication, that requires clinical supervision. If you have active gastritis, a stomach ulcer, or GERD, proceed carefully. The citric acid in lemon juice irritates the esophageal lining and can relax the valve that keeps stomach acid where it belongs. Olive oil slows gastric emptying. Together, The mixture stays in contact with your stomach longer than it would alone. What clears the blood vessels of one person can inflame the digestive tract of another. That's not a reason to avoid this. It's a reason to know your body before you start. For everyone else, this is one of the safest things you can make with what's already in your kitchen. No prescription, no pharmacy, no $350 monthly bill. Let's put this in perspective. 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, less than 15 cents. Half a lemon, less than that. 20 minutes of an empty stomach, something you already have every single morning whether you use it or not. And that coffee you've been drinking for decades? It stays exactly where it is. It just moves 20 minutes later. In 15 minutes, your liver is already working. In 1 week, your blood pressure responds. In 1 month, your LDL drops, your circulation improves, your energy steadies, your skin clears. The numbers on your blood panel shift enough that the person reading them will need to ask what you changed. All of that from a habit that costs less than 30 cents a day and takes less time than checking your phone in bed. Because none of this works unless you actually do it. You are not broken. Your morning is broken. You have been waking up, walking past 2 ingredients that cost less than 30 cents, and handing your cardiovascular system nothing to work with before the day starts. That is not a character flaw. That is just information you did not have yet. Now you have it. You are not powerless when it comes to your health. No matter your age, no matter what you've been told, the research is clear that small changes still make a real difference. And I'll keep bringing you that research, made simple. Fix the morning. Fix the numbers. Start tomorrow. 1 tablespoon, half a lemon, 20 minutes. That is where everything else begins. Subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you have a friend, a sister, a mother, or anyone who's been watching their blood pressure creep up and their energy slowly drain, share this with them. It might be the simplest thing you do for them today.